Defeating Māyāvāda. Om Viṣṇupāda Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. May 14, 2006. Houston, Texas. Om Viṣṇupāda Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja was in Houston for a few days. From May 11 to May 17, 2006. On Sunday, May 14, he spoke on a very popular radio station there. His talk was given in Hindi. And upon his request the Hindi transcription will appear in the magazine called Gaudiya Patrikā. His Hindi talk was translated into English by Śrīpād Viṣṇudāsa Adhikārī. And the English transcription is as follows. Today, I am telling something about advaitavāda and Māyāvāda. In the modern day, some people think that the real meaning of the Vedānta-sūtra is the advaitavāda or Māyāvāda. See endnote 1. As preached by Śrīpād Śaṅkarācārya. Śaṅkarācārya's commentary is called Śārīraka-bhāṣya. See endnote 2. And many people think that the philosophy expounded by him is the real meaning of the Vedānta-sūtra. Or Brahma-sūtra. Asterisk. See endnote 3. They think that his commentary is the authentic commentary of Vedānta-sūtra. And that the other commentaries are not authoritative at all. However, this is a misconception. Śrīla Vyasadeva, the compiler of the original Veda, divided the Vedas into 4 parts according to their subject matter. See endnote 4. Then, to reconcile the apparent differences between the mantras of the different Vedas and to show that there is no conflict between them, he composed the Brahma-sūtra, or Vedānta-sūtra. Then, since the Brahma-sūtra was difficult to understand for the ordinary people, he composed the Puranas. He composed the Puranas and the Mahārāja, the 5th Veda, for the women and the less intelligent people, to make them easily understand the difficult message of the Vedānta-sūtra. Still, Śrīla Vyasadeva's mind was very disturbed. He was not happy. At that time, Sri Narada Isai came to his asrama and said, "You have described dharma, religion, artha, economic development, karma, sense gratification, and moksha, liberation, but you have not described the sweet pastimes of the Supreme Lord. It is for this reason that your mind is disturbed and you are not happy. By Samadhi Yoga, see endnote 5. You should meditate on the pastimes of the Lord. And then you should describe them." Śrīla Vyasadeva followed the orders of his spiritual master. And he saw in his samadhi the various pastimes of the Lord. He then described those pastimes for the benefit of the general populace. And this description is called Śrīmād Bhagavatam. In the Puranas, the Śrīmād Bhagavatam is glorified as follows. Atha, Yam Brahma-sūtranam bharatartha vinirnaya gayatri bhāṣya rupo. Sovedartha paribranita purananam sama rupa sakshad bhagavatodatadvadasa skanda yukto. Yamsta vichcheda sanyad grantho, stadasa sahasra Srimad Bhagavatabhi. The meaning of the Vedānta-sūtra is present in Śrīmād Bhagavatam. The full purport of the Mahārāja is also there. The commentary of the Brahma Gayatri is also there and fully expanded with all Vedic knowledge. Śrīmād Bhagavatam is the Supreme Purana. And it was compiled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his incarnation as Vyasadeva. There are 12 cantos, 335 chapters and 18,000 verses. Hari Bhakti Vilas, 10.394, Garuda Purana. As quoted in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, 25.143-144. This Śrīmād Bhagavatam is the meaning of Brahma-sūtra. It is the conclusive meaning of the Mahārāja. It is the commentary of Gayatri and it explains and enhances the meanings and import of the Vedas. Therefore Śrīmād Bhagavatam, written by Sri Vyasadeva himself, is the real and transcendental, unprecedented, natural commentary of the sutras. And it is accepted by all spiritual authorities as the commentary of the Brahma-sūtra. In various places in the Śrīmād Bhagavatam, the concept of Māyāvāda or advaitavāda has been defeated. I will explain a few of the points that are discussed therein. Lord Brahma says in his glorification of Lord Shri Krishna, Janane prayasam udapasya namanta ivajivanti san mukharitam bhavadiya vartansthane sthita. Sruti gatam tanu van manobhiri prayaso, jita jito, py ascitis trilokyam. Those who, even while remaining situated in their established social positions, throw away the process of speculative knowledge, and with their body, words and mind offer all respects to descriptions of your personality and activities, dedicating their lives to these narrations which are vibrated by you personally and by your pure devotees, certainly conquer your lordship, although you are otherwise unconquerable by anyone within the three worlds. Spoken by Lord Brahma in Śrīmād Bhagavatam 10.14.3. Only after removing the conception of Nirvishesha Brahma, the idea that the Supreme Truth is without form or qualities, rising above the efforts of trying to understand the Supreme by speculative knowledge, one should offer obeisances unto that Supreme Lord and respectfully hear his sweet pastimes. That Supreme Lord, who is beyond anyone's control, will come under the control of such a devotee. Lord Brahmaji further says, Shreya satim bhaktim udasyate vibhoklesyanti ye kevala bodha labdhayantesam asoklesla eva. Sisyatenanyad yatha sthula tusavaghatinam. My dear Lord, devotional service unto you is the best path for self-realization. If someone gives up that path and engages in the cultivation of speculative knowledge, he will simply undergo a troublesome process and will not achieve his desired result. As a person who beats an empty husk of wheat cannot get grain, one who simply speculates cannot achieve self-realization. His only gain is trouble. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 10.14.4. Devotion to the Supreme Lord is the most beneficial path, for it is capable of giving love for the Supreme Lord. Leaving such transcendental devotion, one may take shelter of concepts such as Atma is Brahma and Brahma is Atma. The individual living entity is God. Quote, or, this world is false and the Jiva is Brahma. For a person who preaches in such a way and who makes efforts to realize the supreme absolute truth through such conceptions, his efforts are useless labor without any substantive gain. Just as beating empty husks of grains to get grains is useless labor, the husk has no actual grains. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 1.7.10 further says, Sutta yuvakatmaramas ce munayum grantha apy urukram kuvanti ahatukim bhaktimatam bhuta guno. Hari, all different varieties of Atmaramas, those who take pleasure in Atma, or spirit self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls, when self-realized munis, who are completely absorbed in the impersonal spirit, hear the sweet pastimes of the Supreme Lord. They also become attracted by those pastimes. They leave their path of speculative knowledge and take shelter of pure devotional service. Ye, nai, ravindaksa vimukta maninastve asta bhavad avisuddha buddhayarohya karchrina param. Padam tatahpatanti adho, nidyartiye yasmad andhriya. Someone may say that aside from devotees, who always seek shelter at the Lord's lotus feet, there are those who are not devotees but who have accepted different processes for attaining salvation. What happens to them? In answer to this question, Lord Brahma and the other demigods said, O lotus-eyed Lord, although non-devotees who accept severe austerities and penances to achieve the highest position, may think themselves liberated. Their intelligence is impure. They fall down from their position of imagined superiority because they have no regard for your lotus feet. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 10.2.32. This verse refers to those who consider themselves liberated or almost about to reach the stage of liberation, since they are offenders of the Supreme Lord by saying he has no form or qualities, and by saying that only the impersonal form of the Lord is worshipable. They fall down from that stage of so-called liberation. The main goal of the Māyāvādis is Sayujya Mukti, impersonal liberation. Regarding such liberation, it is stated in Śrīmād Bhagavatam, Salokya sarshti samipya sarupyaikatvam apy utadiyamanam na granantivina mat sevanam jana. A pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation, Salokya, sarshti, samipya, sarupya or ekatva, even though they are offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 3.29.13. Even if the Supreme Lord offers these four kinds of liberation, Salokya, facility to live on the same planet with the Lord, sarshti, possession of opulence equal with the Lord, samipya, association with the Lord, sarupya, bodily features similar to those of the Lord, and sayujya, to become one with the Lord, the devotee doesn't accept them. This is because these have no value to them without personal, intimate service to him. Vedanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yaj jannam advayam vrimeti paramatmati bhagavan iti sabdyate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 1.2.11. Those who know all tattvas, established philosophical truths, those who know Brahma Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Para Tattva and other transcendental truths, say that Lord Shri Krishna only is Advai Janana Para Tattva, one without a second absolute truth. When the same Krishna is worshipped by others through Janana, speculative knowledge, he is called Brahma. That Advai Janana Bhagavan, Supreme Lord, residing in our hearts as a witness is only a partial manifestation of Bhagavan. Sat Cit. The word Bhagavan is used only for Shri Krishna, who is Bhagavan himself. Ete kamsa kala pamsa Krishnas tu Bhagavan swayamandrari vyakulam lokam dayanti yuge yuge. All of the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. But Lord Shri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planets whenever there is a disturbance created by the atheists. The Lord incarnates to protect the theists. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 1.3.28. When the Lord is seen from a great distance or by those who are not very mature in their transcendental realization, they see only the light coming from the nails of his lotus feet. The effulgence coming from his nails is called Nirvishesha Brahman. See endnote 6. In Gita Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, the essence of all Upanishads, Lord Krishna says, Brahmanu hi pratishthamamatsya vyayasya kasasvitasya ka dharmasya kantikasya ka. And I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. Bhagavad Gita 14.27. Shri Krishna says, I am the basis of Brahman. Brahman is the light of my limbs, the light emanating from the nails of my toes. If my body is not there, how will the light of my body be there? Not only this, I, Shri Krishna, am the basis of immortality, transcendence, eternal peace, eternal dharma and bliss. Shri Brahma Samhita states, Yashya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadana Koti Kotis Vaseza Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhinamtad Brahma Niskalam. Anantam Aseza Bhutam Govindam Adi Purusam Tam Aham Bhajami. I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by whose personal effulgence the unlimited Brahma Jyoti is manifested. In that Brahma Jyoti there are innumerable universes, and each is filled with innumerable planets. Brahma Sanhita 5.40. In his prayers, Lord Brahma says that Nirvishesha, without material specialities, Nirakar, without material form, Nirguna, without material qualities, Brahman is nothing but the light emanating from the limbs of the Supreme Lord Govinda. In the Upanishads see endnote 7, it is stated clearly that there is a difference between Jiva, the minute living entity, and Brahma, the complete spirit. The Jiva can never become Brahma. Nityo nityanam satanas setannameko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. Among all the eternally conscious beings there is one supreme eternal living being who is supplying the needs of all the innumerable others. Katha Upanishad 2.1.12. The Supreme Spirit whole is the Supreme Eternal among all eternal entities and the Supreme Conscious among all conscious entities. It is He who fulfills the desires of every living entity. Only those who worship Him are intelligent and attain eternal peace. The Jiva is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. How is it possible then that he can merge with the Supreme Lord? In Bhagavad Gita Lord Krishna says, Mamivamso jiva loki jiva bhuta sanatanamana sasthanindriyani prakriti sthani karsati. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Bhagavad Gita 15.7. Lord Shri Krishna says, the Jiva is my eternal part and parcel. Jivas come from his marginal potency. The Jivas are his eternal part and parcel. Therefore, they can never merge in Brahma and become one with him. Both the Katha Upanishad and Svetasvatara Upanishad confirm this. Dava Suparna Syuja Sayuja Sakhaya. Samanam Vraksham Parisaswajat. Two birds sit on the same tree as friends. One bird eats the fruit of the tree, and the other simply observes. This observing bird is always present as a friend to the eating bird and giving him remembrance of things he wanted to do. If we take into account the Supreme Personality of Godhead in our daily affairs, we can see Him everywhere. Samane vraksha puruso nimanyoanasaya sokati muyamanajastam yada pasyati anyam isam asya mahimanam. Iti vita soka. Although the two birds are in the same tree, the eating bird is fully engrossed with anxiety and moroseness as the enjoyer of the fruits of hay tree. But if in some way or other he turns his face to his friend who is the Lord, and knows his glories, at once the suffering bird becomes free from all anxieties. Svetasvatara Upanishad 4.6-7. Mundaka Upanishad 3.1.1-2. Jiva and Paramatma, Super Soul, are separate. In this body, the Jiva is enjoying the fruits of his past activities, and Paramatma is observing him as a witness. The Paramatma makes the Jiva taste different fruits according to his past deeds. Therefore, Jiva and Brahma can never become one. This idea is only imagination. In the Brahma-sūtra 1.1.12, it is stated, Ananda meo, Vyasat, by nature the Lord is always joyful. At other places in Vedanta and Upanishads it is said, Anandam Brahma, the Supreme is the form of bliss. The Supreme has a form. His form is bliss and nothing else. Without having a form, how can there be bliss? And where would his other qualities reside? Therefore, he is the condensed form of bliss. While giving his Śārīraka-bhāṣya commentary on the Brahma-sūtra, Śrīpād Śaṅkarācārya was unable to explain Ananda Maya according to his philosophy. Because he could not explain it, he said that his guru, Śrīla Vyasadeva, was misguided. How can one who says that his own guru is misguided explain the Brahma-sūtra written by him? his guru. Thus, the Brahma-sūtra commentary written by Śaṅkarācārya is absolutely imagination. There is no truth in it. Māyāvādam asac chastram prachanam buddham yustemaiva vihitam devikalau brahmana martina. Lord Shiva informed the goddess Durga, the superintendent of the material world. In the age of Kali I take the form of a Brahmana and explain the Vedas through false scriptures in an atheistic way, similar to Buddhist philosophy. Padma Purana, Uttara Kanda 62.31. Here, Mahadeva Sankara is saying to Parvati Devi that Māyāvāda or Advaitavāda philosophy is not correct. It is Asat Sastra, false. It is a hidden form of Buddhism. Sankara, Lord Shiva, said, to hide the truths of devotional service from unqualified people, I will manifest in Kali Yuga in the form of a Brahmana. As Śaṅkarācārya, I will do this to fulfill the desire of the Lord. It is only by Lord Shri Krishna's order that Mahadeva came as Śaṅkarācārya to preach Māyāvāda and thus hide bhakti. We can understand the truth by logic also. Please consider this. Everyone accepts that this world is manifested from the Supreme Lord. Yato var amani bhutani jayanti. Ena jatani jivanti, yat priyanti abhisam visanti. Tad vijijnasasva. Tad Brahma. This entire cosmic manifestation is made possible by the Absolute Truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Taittiriya Upanishad 3.1.1. The One, from whom this world is manifested and maintained, is Param Brahma, the Supreme Absolute Truth. The entire world is manifest from Brahman. In this creation all the living entities have bodies. Therefore, according to the theory of cause and effect, if different forms are seen in this world, then the source cause of all these forms, Brahman, must also have a form. If Brahman doesn't have form, how can these other forms manifest from him? Where will all the different forms that exist in this world come from? Therefore, the Supreme Brahman has form. The analogy may be given of a mango tree. The mango tree grows from the mango seed. Present in the seed is the full form of the mango tree, the leaves, fruits, flowers, etc. Therefore, the tree can manifest from the seed. Something cannot come from nothing. From nothing how can anything or something be created? We should understand this. A mango tree cannot manifest from a tamarind seed. Thus, this creation did not manifest from nothing. The Lord is not zero. Nothing. He is not formless, or without transcendental qualities. Therefore, in our Vedas, it is stated, Om Purnam Ada Purnam Idama Purna Purnam Udasayate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vasishyet. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because He is completely perfect, all emanations from Him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because He is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from Him, He remains the complete balance. Shri Isopanishad. Invocation. If you add or subtract from the complete whole, the result is still complete whole. Infinity, infinity equals infinity. And infinity plus infinity equals infinity. In this way, the Lord is complete. It is said in Śrīmād Bhagavatam, Aho bhagyamnand gopa vrajokasaya mitram paramanandam purnam brahma sanatanam. How greatly fortunate are Nanda Mahārāja, the cowherd men and all the other inhabitants of Rajabhumi. There is no limit to their good fortune. Because the Absolute Truth, the source of transcendental bliss, the eternal Supreme Brahman, has become their friend. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 10.14.32. Oh, all the residents of Nandagaon are very fortunate. Nanda Mahāraja's son, Shri Krishna, is the friend of them all. and he is the form of supreme eternal bliss. Purna Brahman. There is another point we should consider. In the scriptures we hear words like Nirguna, without qualities, Nirakra, without form or substance, Arupa, without form or beauty, and Avyakta, unmanifest. These are root words. From Guna, quality, Nirguna, without quality, comes. From Vishesha, speciality or uniqueness, Nirvishesha, without speciality, comes. From Akara, form and substance, Nirakra comes. From form, formlessness occurs. Formlessness comes from form. From the manifest, the unmanifest occurs. The Lord has qualities and a special form. And he comes in that form from the spiritual world to this world for the benefit of all living entities. He is not formless. Nirguna, without quality, doesn't mean that he doesn't have qualities. The meaning of Nirguna here is that he doesn't have any material qualities. If he doesn't have any qualities, how can he be merciful? How can he fulfill all of our desires? What is the use of such a Brahman? So Nirguna means that he doesn't have any material qualities. He is the embodiment of all transcendental qualities. Those who are Vedanta wit, learned transcendentalists, those who are great Akayas, like Śrīla Ramanujakaya, Śrīla Madhvakaya, Śrīla Nimbaditya, Śrīla Viṣṇuswami and Śrīla Baladeva Vidyabhusana Prabhu, have written commentaries on Brahma-sūtra. And they have defeated the theories of Māyāvāda and advaitavāda and have established Savisheshavara. All these commentaries are authentic and authoritative. Therefore, advaitavāda or Māyāvāda is pure imagination. It has no basis, and therefore Vaishnavas do not believe in it. This is my commentary in brief. Radio show host. The Mayavadis also do Bhagavata Katha. They also speak from Śrīmād Bhagavatam. Is their commentary on Bhagavatam authentic? Please throw some light on this matter. Śrīla Nārāyaṇa Mahārāja. The explanation of Śrīmād Bhagavatam by the Mayavadis is not as per the philosophy of Śrīla Vyasadeva, by twisting the meanings of various words. They have tried to expound Sayujya Mukti, merging into the Supreme, as the highest. However, in Śrīmād Bhagavatam, Śrīla Vyasadeva's own viewpoint is clearly that of Bhakti. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, Shri Krishna, the son of the king of Vrindavana, Nanda Maharaja, is the Supreme Lord himself. How can they misinterpret this? Bhagavatam Pramanam Amlam Yat Venavanam Priyam, Śrīmād Bhagavatam is dear to the Vaishnava devotees. This is not a scripture of the Mayavadis. The Mayāvāda philosophy is defeated in it. Therefore, the explanation of Śrīmād Bhagavatam by the Mayavadis is not authentic. Radio show host. What is your instruction for our audience? Śrīla Nārāyaṇa Mahārāja. According to all our scriptures, the Supreme Lord is omnipotent, all-powerful. He is very merciful. His mercy is causeless. And he is the embodiment of all transcendental qualities. He has invested all his powers, his causeless mercy and his qualities in these 16 names. These names, the Maha Mantra, are so powerful that they fulfill all the desires of any sadhaka jiva, spiritual practitioner, who chants them with great devotion. The holy names can take away endless miseries of endless births and deaths. And the names of Krishna can give love of Krishna. They can give anything that an aspiring devotee desires. Therefore, all of you must always chant this Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Endnote 1, Māyāvāda or Advaitavāda philosophy. So these facts pertain to a higher standard of understanding. Only a devotee can understand that to become one with God is not a sublime idea. In Vrindavana the devotees want to become the father or mother of God, to control God with love. This fact the Mayavadis, or advaitavadis, cannot understand. Only pure devotees can understand these things. What is the benefit of becoming one with God? Quote, Civilization and Transcendence ch. 11 lectures by Śrīla Prabhupada Bhaktivedānta Swami Prabhupada. Māyāvāda philosophy tries to designate the Lord as contaminated by a material body when he accepts forms of incarnation. This sort of interpolation is completely denied herein by the explanation that the Lord's position is pure and unalloyed in all circumstances. According to Māyāvāda philosophy, the spirit soul, when covered by any science, is designated as Jiva, but when freed from such ignorance or any science he merges in the impersonal existence of a absolute truth. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 2.6.40. Endnote 2, Śārīraka-bhāṣya. Mayavadi sannyasis accept that the commentary by Śrī Śaṅkarācārya known as Śārīraka-bhāṣya gives the real meaning of the Vedānta-sūtra. In other words, Mayavadi sannyasis accept the meanings expressed in the explanations of the Vedānta-sūtra by Śaṅkarācārya, which are based on monism. Thus they explain the Vedānta-sūtra, the Upanishads and all such Vedic literature in their own impersonal way. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 7.101 Purport. Factually, the devotional service of the Lord is described in the Vedānta-sūtra. But the Mayavadi philosophers, the Sankarites, prepared a commentary known as Śārīraka-bhāṣya, in which the transcendental form of the Lord is denied. The Mayavadi philosophers think that the living entity is identical with the Supreme Soul, Brahman. Their commentaries on the Vedānta-sūtra are completely opposed to the principle of devotional service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore warns us to avoid these commentaries. If one indulges in hearing the Sankarite Śārīraka-bhāṣya, he will certainly be bereft of all real knowledge. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 6.169 Purport. Endnote 3, Brahma-sūtras. The Vedānta-sūtras, or the Brahma-sūtras, were compiled by Vyasadeva with a view to presenting just the cream of Vedic knowledge. Śrīmād Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on this cream. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 1.2.3 Purport. You have fully delineated the subject of impersonal Brahman as well as the knowledge derived there from. Why should you be despondent in spite of all this, thinking that you are undone? My dear Prabhu, purport, the Vedānta-sūtra, or Brahma-sūtra, compiled by Sri Vyasadeva is the full deliberation of the impersonal absolute feature. And it is accepted as the most exalted philosophical exposition in the world. It covers the subject of eternity. And the methods are scholarly. So there cannot be any doubt about the transcendental scholarship of Vyasadeva. So why should he lament? Quote, Śrīmād Bhagavatam 1.5.4. Verse and purport. Vyasadeva personally wrote the Vedānta-sūtra under the instructions of Nārāyaṇa, his Guru Mahārāja, spiritual master, but still he was not satisfied. That is a long story. Described in Śrīmād Bhagavatam, Vedavyasa was not very satisfied even after compiling many Puranas and Upanishads. And even after writing the Vedānta-sūtra. Then his spiritual master, Nārāyaṇa, instructed him, you explain the Vedānta-sūtra. Vedanta means ultimate knowledge, and the ultimate knowledge is Krishna. Krishna says that throughout all the Vedas one has to understand him. Vedanta krid Veda vid eva kaham. Krishna says, I am the compiler of the Vedānta-sūtra, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Therefore the ultimate objective is Krishna. That is explained in all the Vaishnava commentaries on Vedanta philosophy. We Gaudiya Vaishnavas have our commentary on Vedanta philosophy, called Govindabhashya, by Baladeva Vidyabhusana. Similarly, Ramanujakaya has a commentary, and Madhvakaya has one. The version of Śaṅkarācārya is not the only commentary. There are many Vedanta commentaries. But because the Vaishnavas did not present the first Vedanta commentary, people are under the wrong impression that Śaṅkarācārya's is the only Vedanta commentary. Besides that, Vyasadeva himself wrote the perfect Vedanta commentary, Śrīmād Bhagavatam. Śrīmād Bhagavatam begins with the first words of the Vedānta-sūtra. Janmadi Ashyayata, SB 1.1.1. And that Janmadi Ashyayata is fully explained in Śrīmād Bhagavatam. The Vedānta-sūtra simply hints at what is Brahman, the absolute truth. The absolute truth is that from whom everything emanates. This is a summary, but it is explained in detail in Śrīmād Bhagavatam. Shri Isopanishad. Commentary by Śrīla Prabhupada Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja. Endnote 4. Vyasadeva divided Veda. Originally the Veda is one. But Śrīla Vyasadeva divided the original Veda into 4. Namely Sama, Yajur, Atharva. And then again they were explained in different branches like the Puranas and the Mahabharata. Vedic language and the subject matter are very difficult for ordinary men. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 1.3.21 Purport. Knowledge is Sabda Pramana. Evidence from Vedic literature. Śrīla Vyasadeva is called Mahamuni. He is also known as Vedavyasa because he has compiled so many sastras. He has divided the Vedas into 4 divisions Sama, Yajur and Atharva. He has expanded the Vedas into 18 Puranas and has summarized Vedic knowledge in the Vedānta-sūtra. He also compiled the Mahabharata, which is accepted as the 5th Veda. Bhagavad Gita is contained within the Mahabharata. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 20.353 Purport. Endnote 5. Samadhi. This process of turning the senses from material attachment to the loving transcendental service of the Lord is called pratyahara. And the very process is called pranayama, ultimately ending in samadhi, or absorption in pleasing the Supreme Lord Hari by all means. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 1.13.54 Purport. The inhabitants of Vrindavana were always engaged in thinking of Krishna, in constant meditation on the personality of Godhead in a particular form of samadhi, or trance of bhakti yoga. They had no fear of the miseries of material existence. In the Bhagavad Gita it is confirmed that to be in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead by full surrender in transcendental love frees one from the miseries inflicted by the laws of material nature. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 2.7.31 Purport. Endnote 6. Whenever we speak of Krishna, we refer to his devotees also. For he is not alone. He is never nirvishesha or sunya, without variety, or zero. Krishna is full of variety. And as soon as Krishna is present, there cannot be any question of void. Śrīmād Bhagavatam 4.23.35. Endnote 6. Nirvishesha Brahma, the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Endnote 7. The Shrutis. In the same way, one who wants to serve Krishna in conjugal love can also attain a body under the guidance of the gopis. The most vivid example in this connection is those saintly personalities known as Shrutis, who represent the Upanishads. These Shrutis understand that without serving Krishna and following in the footsteps of the gopis, there is no possibility of entering the kingdom of God. Therefore they engage in spontaneous loving service unto Krishna and follow in the footsteps of the gopis. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 8.223 Purport. The Vedic literatures are divided into 2 parts. The Shrutis and the Smritis. The Shrutis are the 4 Vedas, Ark, Sama, Atharva and Yajus, and the Upanishads. And the Smritis are the Puranas like Mahabharata, which includes Bhagavad Gita. The conclusion of all these is that one should know Shri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna Book Volume 2 Chapter 32. Translator, Śrīpād Viṣṇudāsa. Transcriber, Vasanti Dasi. Typist, Anita Dasi. Editor, Shyamarani Dasi. Proofreader, Krishna Kamani Dasi.